Hello everyone, welcome back to Dragon Age Origins. So at the end of the last part I was in the ruined temple where there were a lot of dragons and I kept dying because I could not kill them. And upon doing some research I found out that that area is actually like one of the hardest in the game, and you need to be at least level 14 and have tier 6 gear for it to not be for it to even be doable. So I've decided to return to the camp and go and do Orzammar first. And then after that we'll go back and finish the Dragon's Lair. So, with that in mind, time to flirt.
Yes. Well, we're in camp. Now's as good a time as any to talk, right? Oh, you want to... right now? Well, who am I to refuse?
I love you, Alistair. Hi.
What say you? By all
I've not
means.
asked him. What's your opinion of the Dalish? Have I already asked him that? I can't remember. Actually enjoy being an assassin.
And why not? There are many things to enjoy about being a crow in Antiva. You are respected, you are feared, the authorities go out of their way to overlook your trespasses, even the rewards are nothing to turn your nose up at. As for the killing part, well, some people simply need assassinating. Or do you disagree? Now there's an interesting word, innocent. How many men do you know who can claim to be truly innocent? But if you're talking generalities, such as children and relatives and bystanders and such, never on purpose. But it happens. It's unfortunate, but death comes to us all. If not me, then some wasting disease, or a fall down the stairs, or at the hands of a darkspawn. It's all relative in the end.
I mean, he already loves me, so I guess I wouldn't do any harm to challenge him.
Death happens, as we like to say, and when I get paid for it, death happens more often. As far as enjoying the act of killing itself, why not? There is a certain artistry to the deed, the pleasure of sinking your blade into their flesh and knowing that their life is in your hands. It is not pleasure per se, nothing sexual. It is more a sense of satisfaction, a feeling of power. Does that make sense? No matter. There are many things I did not enjoy about being a crow, of course. Having no choice, being treated as an expendable commodity, the rules, oh, so many rules. But simply being an assassin, I like it just fine. I will continue to do it if I can, even if I am not a crow. Honestly, could you picture me doing something else?
Honestly, I barely know you, so I'm not in any place to judge.
None that I wouldn't get into trouble for performing publicly. Of course, all these thoughts are moot. Chances are still good that you and I will perish, eaten by darkspawn or slain by the crows at some point. Very gruesomely, I imagine. But it is pleasant enough to chat about. Come, let's move on while our boots still have some wear in them.
He disapproves, but honestly, who cares? He already loves me, so... you know. I worked hard for this. But I don't have any... to give... Oh well, that said, I do have something, I think, for Zephyrin.
You have excellent taste.
See, no harm done.
Something I can help with? Yes? What's on your mind?
Why did you decide to come to Ferelden?
My mother was from Denerim, and I consider myself a Ferelden. Mother served an Orlesian noblewoman who lived here when Orlais ruled. When Orlais was defeated and the common folk began to resent the presence of any Orlesian, the lady returned to Orlais. She took my mother with her. I was born in Orlais and did not set foot in Ferelden till much later. Mother was always telling me stories of her homeland. I think she missed it.
What happened to your mother?
Mother died when I was very young. Lady Cecily let me stay with her. I had no one else. She was quite old then, and she had me study music and dance to entertain her. It is unfair that I have more memories of Cecily than my mother. She was an elderly lady, very refined and proper. She had impeccable manners and taste, more so than a lot of Orlesian ladies. Cecily was also kind. My mother was unmarried and with child. It was scandalous, and Cecily had every right to turn my mother out. She didn't. Strangely, the only thing I really remember of Mother was her scent. She kept dried flowers in her closet amongst her clothes, small white Ferelden wildflowers with a sweet fragrance. Mother called them Andrastis Grace. They were very rare in Orlais. But enough about that. Let us move on.
So, tell me, how did you become a Grey Warden? Arl Rendon Howe? The Earl of Amaranthine? Why would he do such a thing to you?
I don't know.
You are the last of the Couslands? I had no idea. My lady? Yes, I suppose so. You can no longer have a title, can you? But that does not mean you must forget utterly where you came from. Take heart, dear friend. You survived, even when you were not expected to. We do not know yet what lies in store for you, or the name you carry. It is not so bad, is it, being a Grey Warden? Sometimes it gives me comfort to think that everything will end up the way it's supposed to. That it will be all right. You were chosen. You survived the joining when others did not. Perhaps it was meant to be.
I'm kind of scared to take Sten on any more missions now after the episode. Like when I brought him to Haven. So yeah, that's currently unfinished. We've still got a lot of places to go. If I actually knew where that was, maybe I would have gone there already. Is that, those are DLCs. I'm guessing it would be that.
Indeed.
Yes.
Indeed.
Right. I feel like that's where we'll find Sten's sword. If we go there. The range of dramatic weeks. trouble.
Concentrate, like we practiced. Now, fire!
Oh, it's these guys. Yeah, for some reason this person didn't trigger. This is a little shorter of a lot of guys. Maria.
I see. Let's make this good of a battle, I see. It is begun.
Logate sent it.
least I remember to save this time. We need to paralyze crossbow and why has this game had such a giant difficulty spike? Boys, go for the mage.
It shall be done. It is begun.
Oh, dwarves.
Let kings fight over kings. Trade needs to flow. Is it true Grey Wardens killed Ferelden's king?
Nope.
They think they're isolated now? Merchants won't risk this happening again.
You know what the Regent reminds me of, the way he's acting?
What?
The Orlesians. Pap always said they were tyrants and needed a good boot.
I wouldn't say that out loud.
They say your mother is Flemeth, a witch of the Kukari Wilds.
They also say that washing your feet in winter makes you catch cold in the head, but we all know that is not true. But sometimes they are right, and they are right in this.
You know the stories about...
Of course. You think my mother would let me go without telling me all the stories of her youth?
My mother told me stories too. She was the one who kindled my love of the old tales and legends.
My mother's stories curdled my blood and haunted my dreams. No little girl wants to hear about the wilder men her mother took to her bed, using them till they were spent, then killing them. No little girl wants to be told that this is also expected of her once she comes of age.
I see.
No, you don't. You really don't.
Yikes.
Oh, you wish to talk to me? Truly, it's a courtesy for one so well-armed to notice a lowly merchant.
You live on the surface?
Someone has to. Trade with other races can dry up. We surfacers are Orzammar's lifeline. Even if we're denied a caste, the Assembly says we've turned our back on the stone, but they still use the goods we bring. Hypocrites.
That's not right. Someone should do something.
Maybe it'll change by the time my children are grown. Twice a year, I'm confined to a trade stall in the Commons, but I see enough. It's very closed in. My grandfather says I've lost my stone sense. I was born topside. I don't remember having it. Best of luck to you.
Shame we couldn't buy anything. Oh well. Let us head into dwarf land.
King Loghain will not suffer the delay.
Vieta! This land is held in trust for the sovereign dwarven kings. I cannot allow entry at this time.
King Loghain demands the allegiance of the Desher, or lords, or whatever you call them in your assembly. I am his appointed messenger.
I don't care if you're the king's wiper. Orzammar will have none but its own until our throne is settled.
Who doesn't? If I don't get in, no one should.
Orzammar has no king. Endrin Idukan returned to the stone not 3 weeks ago, sick over the loss of his sons. The Assembly has gone through a dozen votes without agreeing on a successor. If it is not settled soon, we risk a civil war.
Right.
Wait, who are you to speak for Ferelden?
Oh,
You're no messenger to Loghain, that's for certain.
Thank the ancestors.
The Wardens killed King Cailan and nearly doomed Ferelden. They're sworn enemies of King Loghain.
King
Well, that
Loghain.
is the royal seal. That means only the Assembly is authorized to address it. Grey Warden, you may pass.
You're letting in a traitor? And a foreigner?
Shut the fuck up.
In the name of King Loghain, I demand that you execute this stain on the honor of Ferelden.
You have no power here.
You'll hear of this. King Loghain will see you quartered.
He ain't the king, bud. That honor?
You are free to enter Orzammar, Grey Warden. Though I don't know what help you will find.
That honor goes to that man right there. I mean, oh god. You guys can't see I'm pointing. I was pointing to my character's right just then. And now I'm pointing to my character's right again, because that is the king.
A trust follow, Warden. Your arrival is a mixed blessing.
Those statues
We prefer
of
that
dwarven
outsiders not
paragons,
witness
if I
our
remember
infighting,
right.
but your
The
presence
best of their
will be
ancestors.
tolerated.
I haven't eaten in days.
This
Now
is like
that-
Gloria in Lord of the Rings. I mean, that would
So,
make sense because
you're
it's...
female, Liliana, right?
I am? That's news. When did that happen?
I just wanted some advice. What should I do if I think a woman is special and...
You want to woo her? Here's a good tip. You shouldn't question her about her femaleness.
All right, yes, good point.
Why'd you ask? Are you afraid things will not proceed naturally?
Why would they? Especially when I do things like ask women if they're female.
It adds to your charm, Alistair. You're a little awkward. It is endearing.
So I should be awkward.
Didn't you just say not to do things like that?
Just be yourself. You do know how to do that, don't you?
All right, forget I asked.
I'm standing right here, Alistair. Why are you asking romance advice from Lillian when I'm standing right next to you? Oh, you're such an idiot, but I love you. Ooh, big fancy cave cutscene. Damn, this is cool.
It is the Assembly who makes a king, and a king who nominates his successor. None of it is carried in the blood.
Or, as now, when someone tries using the Assembly to pull a coup. Who's to say what my father said in his final hours, when the usurper Harrowmont was the only one by his side?
I'll have you thrown in prison.
You've bitten off more than you can chew.
Handlers, separate these dashers in the Diamond Quarter. I will not have Balin incite a riot.
Not speak that way about the man who should be king!
Well,
I won't have fighting in the Commons, especially in front of outsiders. I find that soddy fool, I'll have him in the Legion. Vieta, Surfacer. I'm bid to let you walk the Commons, but keep your place. Warden or not, I want order.
Don't worry, we're not here to cause trouble.
Surface problems. Well, we have no king to hear you. You can join the shouting at the Assembly in the Diamond Quarter if you want. Bunch of Desher lords bickering over sand. Balin, Harrowmont. Is one so different? No paragons here. Surfacers appoint no paragons? Truly, you're lost in all that sky. They are the best of us, declared living ancestors. If you must be our warden, at least know us. Go to the Shaper of Memories in the Shaperate, the true bright spot in the Diamond Quarter. They've caged themselves for fear of each other. As you've seen, keeping order down among us working people is dodgy. No place for a proper lord. Balin speaks through his second, Vartag Gavorn, in the Assembly. Lord Harrowmont speaks through Dulin Ferender from his estate. Yes, you should.
Wow. So this is Orzammar. It's huge.
Well spotted, Alistair. You're such an idiot. I love you.
Ancestors, guard my son, for he is lost in darkness. Mothers, keep him safe, for you know what it is to mourn.
I think I should just leave her to that. Hello.
Topsiders? Good. Get some outside gold in here. Calm people down. Make them think we should open the gates for good. The more cracks in the old way, the better. That's what Balin stands for. Not your business, but I see where the gold is. He's the traditional pick, yet he wants a new way, whether some like it or not. Just as many say Harrowmont. Neither are paragons, and the scales being equal, I go with the promise of more trade. I'll take your gold. You're good for that.
I can probably sell most of these. is 7. Wow. I would need a lot more money for that though. What's another interesting? Oh, that's a gift for Leliana, I think. Gold earrings.
Maker's blessing on you, sister.
I didn't think dwarves were raised by squidwars.
Ah, it's a great pleasure to meet a fellow believer. I'm Brother Burkle of the Red Cliff Chantry, returned to my ancestors' land to spread the chant of light.
Even in the very bowels of the earth, we hear no end of this chant.
And that is something to rejoice in, good sister. I'm petitioning to open a chantry in Orzammar.
What they worship their ancestors.
There is resistance. It's obvious the world wasn't created by the mortal souls who dwelt within it. Yet the dwarves of Orzammar persist in worshipping their own forefathers.
It's their religion. Well, good luck with that.
Never mind. The Shaper of Memories has refused me so far. I thought perhaps with another advocate. Well, if you have a change of heart, let me know.
I don't know. I feel like my player character's quite a self-insert, and I'm not religious in
Watch
any way,
out
shape,
for
or
that
form.
puddle of whatever it is.
Puddle of what? Yeah, I'm not religious in any way, really, so I feel like it would be inappropriate.
I'm sorry. Did you have an offering for the ancestors? Although, I can't imagine your ancestors reside in the stone. My name is Vilda, widow of Turak of the Smith caste. I pray here every day for my son, Rak. I only wish I knew whether I should be asking for his safe return or for the ancestors to accept his soul.
What happened to him?
It was 5 years ago. He was only a youngster. He joined a Deep Roads excursion, the only smith to go with the warriors to repair their arms. He was so proud, but he got separated somehow. When they came home, he wasn't with them.
Didn't know what happened to him.
The captains don't want to lose anyone searching for stray men. Too many were taken by darkspawn that way. How? There is no way except to brave the deep roads yourself.
Yeah, I'm good.
A warden. So you could do it. Only wardens face the deep roads without a company backing them. Oh, thank you. The ancestors finally heed my prayers. Please, find me as soon as you return.
So, the deep roads are... Ooh. Ah, so this is like a big area. Okay. That makes sense.
Ugh, just do not buy anything, or touch anything, or sit anywhere.
Told him I don't understand why the provings aren't open to everyone. I mean, it's how the ancestors show their favor. Do they really need our help to decide who's worthy?
Never adventure.
Practically.
Let's see here. I have to say, this will be a pretty cool place to live. Where are we? Let's go around the other side, shall we? See what there is to find there.
knew I should have stuck to common nugs. I've gone and lost them too. I'll never find them the way they skitter.
Common nugs? I don't like those. They look dirty.
No way I'm going back to that supplier in Dust Town. Guess I'm shutting it down. We gotta boil them before roasting, but otherwise no, safe as sand. Some people swear they make good pets. May as well leash a turnip, I say. Good on you, stranger. Only need one to turn this around.
Excuse me, do you have a moment?
Hi.
You look like you're not from around here. I've been trying forever to find someone who really knows the surface world. I don't suppose you've heard of something called the Circle?
Yeah, I spent more time there than I would like.
I've been trying to reach someone there for years. I've sent missives with every caravan, but I never get a reply. I want to know if they would accept me for study.
Yeah, dwarves can't become mages.
No dwarf has ever studied at the Circle of Magi. I guess you never read First Enchanter Caitlin's treatise concerning dwarfs and the non-heritability of magic. He tested dwarfs from 20 bloodlines and found they couldn't perform any level of spell casting, regardless of lyrium exposure or time on the surface. The Circle speculates that lyrium in the stone shields us from spiritual influences, and over time made us immune to them.
So what do you want with the Circle?
I want to go to the Circle to study.
I assure you that desire will depart the moment you arrive.
Yeah.
I don't want to do magic. No dwarf can cast spells, but I don't see why I shouldn't study it. It would be a valuable exchange. Orzammar would learn of one of the great natural forces of the surface. And the Circle gains direct access to our knowledge of lyrium smithing.
I could bring them your request, but I don't think they would accept it.
That would be wonderful. My name is Dagna, daughter of Janar of the Smithcast. Tell them I've already begun reading the Tevinter Imperiums for Tikum Kadab, and it's just fascinating. Did you know the Imperial Magister Lords once had genealogies of every human family known to produce a mage child?
Oh my god.
She's so enthusiastic and adorable. I'm glad we're helping her.
Oh, I'll go pack my bags right now. I'll be waiting by my father's shop.
I didn't promise you anything, dude. Oh, wow. Okay. This is why I don't like kids. Underwater. Let's try to get here first.
The deep roads are home to the darkspawn now. Oddly, they're supposed to be safer to travel during a blight.
That makes total sense.
What's this? A human? Did we make these tunnels tall enough for humans? I'm sorry, but I cannot allow you past the front lines without Adesha's permission. And I've heard nothing of any new patrols scheduled to leave today.
Okay.
Don't let the comm fool you. The darkspawn are down there, aren't they, Commander?
Either we finally have the edge, which I doubt, or the beasts are building up numbers for the next attack. Aye, for your sake, I hope you've no reason to come here again.
I will be back once I have taken care of business in the Diamond Quarter. Well, in this fancy.
From what I've heard of
You have come at a difficult time.
I'm almost surprised we haven't seen
Orzammar is
blood
ailing
running these
for
streets.
want of a king.
News of the hour. Is Lord Balin considering
That's where we were before. That's so cool. Wow. I'm honestly blown away by the environment design in this game. And considering this came out in 2009, wow, it's pretty pretty amazing. I mean, generally it's a lot better than anything Mass Effect 1 accomplishes in terms of its exploration. But yeah, I don't know. I I have a real soft spot for Mass Effect 1, even if it does drag quite a bit in places. But damn if this game doesn't come close to being my favourite game of all time. And I think I've only... Am I even halfway through the game? I don't even know. There's just so much, you know? It's saturated with stuff to do and I love it. Okay, here I am getting all poetic.
This has dragged on too long. It's an insult to King Endrin's memory.
It's also fun to try and see how many voice actors I recognise from Mass Effect Trilogy.
News of the hour. Lord Harrowmont entrenched in the past. How long can he ignore that Orzammar must change to survive?
Wow, there's so many places to go. This is insane. I think this is my favourite location so far. Okay, but we have so many places to go. But, that said, it is getting very late and I do have a life as I play this game, unbelievably. So, yeah, I'm gonna end this part here and see you guys next time.